Hello, Diggory Hadoke here in Botswana. If I'm looking a little bit dishevelled, it's because we've just come to the end of a rather fraught but successful 10-day elephant hunt where my friend Michael looks like he's bagged about a 77-pounder. So we're all happy and a little bit sweaty. The reason I'm making this little film is because some of you may realise that Rigby have brought out a new rifle, a double rifle called the Shikari.
You don't have your battle memory, do you?
And you may not know that this is what the Shikari is based on. It's a 1930s Webley based box lock ejector by Rigby. Rigby sold these in their 1932 catalogue for about a third of the price of a rising bite side lock. But this is what they described really as a plainly finished but best quality double rifle for dangerous game. This one's a 470. If you have a look at the action, it is a treble grip. A lot of people think this is the Webley screw grip, but it's not. This is a Webley action, but it has a bite in the doll's head extension, which is engaged by a rotating lever operated from the doll's head, as well as the two Purdy bolts, giving a nice solid lockup. Now this rifle has probably been out in Africa since it was first bought in the 30s. First of all, it belonged to somebody in the Tanzanian game warden service, the park services, and then it was brought to Tanzania and bought by a professional hunter here back in 1970. It then passed to a professional hunter in Botswana, who was Richard Peake's father. He's the current owner. Richard Peake, a professional hunter here in Botswana with Savannah Sky Safaris, with whom we've been hunting today. Now, it's remarkable that this rifle has been in the hands of professional African hunters for 90 years, and it's still going strong. You think about how many elephants and buffalo this thing must have engaged. It's quite remarkable. It still locks up tightly. It's got the forward-facing Lefauchot system really, but that was patented as a four-end fastener by a chap called Charles Harvey, who worked for Wilkinson's, but Rigby very early on started using this as the method of preference for attaching four ends to their double rifles, and the modern Shikari uses the same thing. In fact, the Shikari is based entirely on one of these rifles. Very difficult to see many differences between the two. And you know, the proof of the pudding really is in the eating, and this thing has been eating African game for 90 years, which is quite remarkable. And we would be pretty confident that a new Rigby Shikari, very much based on this gun, ought to still be doing the same kind of service 90 years from now. So, 1930s, Rigby, Anson and Dealey, long bar, 470 Nitro Express.